Update! As you can see, we got here Mr. Eric Staves.
There you go. Hey everybody. First of all, I just want to apologize.
No. You don't have to do that, because I didn't know if you watched the updates.
Oh, I watch them all the time.
I didn't want to keep adding pressure to you by mentioning that I was waiting.
No, actually, I was like, nice, he mentioned me.
Just did your ADR.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think? The process?
It's hard. That's really, I've never had to do ADR stuff. That is very tricky.
But you did a great job.
Thank you.
Now that I got him, and I'm going through putting music in, like, I don't want to tease anybody. We're talking like trailer time town. By the time this is airing, I'm supposed to have a cast and crew screening the following night.
Woo woo!
I can't wait
to see it.
Are you gonna make it to that?
Oh yeah, I'll be drunk. I'll be very, no, I'm just kidding. I won't be drunk.
So I thought today, since you've been hearing about Mr. Danny Staves, Mr. Danny Staves.
Yeah, Vogel.
And Danny Staves.
Thanks.
Since you've been hearing about Mr. Eric Staves and his fancy broken hand, we'd find out what exactly happened to your hand, man. How'd you do this?
Yeah, I'm an actor here in the city. It was closing night of my last show with Core Theater, and we were doing a show called Love and Human Remains. And there's a fight scene. The girl and I, we get tossed over the bed, and we got kind of turned around, and my hand happened to find a set piece as I was trying to whip back around. I hit it on the headboard of the bed / bar. It's also a bar in the show. Punched it as I was turning around, and I looked at my hand, and I had kind of a big old lump, a big old ball on the top of my hand, and I was like, man, that's broken. The last 3 metacarpals on the top of my hand. I had about 10 minutes left. We had like a couple lines. I was like, I love you, and then I had to leave. I was backstage for about probably about 30 seconds. Yeah, I was kind of like, man, I'm going to have to go home and have surgery and like blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, gotta go. And like went back on stage, did it, and then had to leave. The worst part was when I had another exit and I had about 5 minutes until my next entrance. And I was just kind of sitting backstage like trying to breathe through it. And
you're just conscious, you're aware of the fact that there's no swearing in the updates. Because when you told me this story on the walk over from the train, you said I was backstage going,
yeah. The artistic director is also in the show, Tasha, who's a fantastic actress herself. She's like, what is wrong? And she's like, she had no idea. And she was like tired of hearing me like in the corner like, and I'm like, I broke my hand. And she looks at it and was like, I'll call an ambulance. I was like, don't you call an ambulance. I'm going to take an Uber. It's cheaper. So she was like, can you finish? And I was like, I'm not going to make curtain call, but I'll finish. And she was like, okay, that's fine. I don't even think the audience really knew.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
And there was bulging.
Well, because the middle, it snapped in half like this and then twisted. It didn't break the skin, but one of the second part of the bone was right here, and then there's a third little chip right here. So I was trying to poke out.
No. 10 minutes left in your show.
Yeah.
That's like some like Django Unchained DiCaprio action.
Oh yeah. With Leonardo breaking the glass and then just keep going. Yeah.
His hand is bleeding.
I actually did think about that. I was like, you just gotta Leonardo.
DiCaprio did it.
Yeah. I didn't want to leave my castmates just hanging out there. So
and that was a month ago.
Yeah, I was home for almost 2 months.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 months.
Almost 2 months.
Holy
they
cow.
put 2 plates and 12 screws.
Ugh.
Hopefully by December I'll have full movement back.
Okay. That's a long time, man. That's when his next show is, too. Anybody coming to Chicago, come see Mr. Eric Staves in...
it's called Posh at the very well-known Steep Theater.
Do you play Posh?
No, I actually play a character named George.
Oh, okay.
I play a lot of Georges and Dannies. Surprisingly.
Do you?
I play a lot of Dannies.
You play other Dannies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've played like 3 Dannies.
Okay. What was your experience of coming into the Platoon of Power Squad?
Oh, cool. I attended DePaul University's conservatory, the theater school. I'm rocking them tonight. The end of my junior year was rolling around, and one of the MFAs, 2 of the MFAs that were on this show, John Crossway.
Winky face, #baseball bat.
And Vinny. And Vinny's a freak athlete, so he could like fly through the door.
Crossway.
They were in episode 6.
Was in episode 6. He was the meth chef.
Front door!
And Mark Lancaster. Get in here! We all did stage combat together. This is some of our... I went to school to sword fight, basically, is what I did. We were going through those classes and everything, and those guys were like, hey, there's this really good web series that needs some guys that can fight. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. I'd love to get some film experience before I graduate and just be working on some type of projects.
Did you read?
I did. We did Skype.
Okay.
We Skyped it.
You were one of the Skype auditions. Have you done others since?
Almost with the movie.
Oh yeah. So Mr. Staves just got a principal role in a feature film.
Yep.
Which is called what?
The movie is called Goat.
Goat.
Yes, that sounds funny. But it's got James Franco and Nick Jonas in it.
Principal role here. So that's going to be hitting the festival circuit soon. Keep your eyes out for Goat. For Mr. Eric Staves. Okay.
So I did the Skype audition.
Yeah, don't do Skype audition. Part of the audition process is seeing somebody outside of their own element, in front of a camera, in front of strangers, and seeing how they do it in a room.
Yeah.
Although it really worked out with you. I mean, you were
thankfully
you were Skype audition, and you're awesome.
Yeah, thankfully you guys were like, yeah, let's go with this guy. When I audition, I love going into the room and actually being face to face with the people and starting a conversation.
Yeah.
I think for any of you actors out there that are worried about auditioning, I think one of the best ways to kind of calm your nerves and start a rapport with the people in there is to kind of ask questions. Ask a question about the piece you're doing or something like that. Just kind of builds a little bit of a rapport and trust, and because you want the people to go, yeah, man, I'd love to just hang out with that guy on set. You know, that's kind of the goal.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Your first day was in the warehouse.
Was in the warehouse.
Did you think, what have I done?
No, I was stoked. I think I had the most fun on the second episode that we did together, because I watched the first episode and I was like, hated that. What am I doing? What was that? And so on the second one, I had some goals.
You had like your speech.
Oh no!
Oh,
we gotta tell them about this. We gotta tell them this.
I feel so bad.
No. In episode 8, when we're all doing the introductions to 10, and we all have our little monologues, we're at the warehouse, okay, and it's starting to rain really hard.
Yeah.
And I'd like rehearsed this little monologue. Really, I was like, I really want to nail this.
You guys know the monologue.
Tear off my shirt. I'm not saying that we have to oil my arms up or anything, but I am acknowledging that that's an option, okay? It is an option. So I kind of had this whole thing rehearsed and everything, and I finish it. And First take, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, boom, I hope he liked that.
He goes all the way through it.
Gets all the way through it. And
the first words out of my mouth.
Jake just like stands up and like looks really pissed off, and I'm immediately like, uh-oh.
And I say, What is that?
Yeah. And I'm thinking he's talking about me with that monologue. I'm like, oh no. He hated it, and that's how I have it like rehearsed, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to like really change it like right away.
But what happened is that halfway through that, it started to rain hard enough that in the back room, there's a lot of holes in the warehouse. You could kind of hear a waterfall effect coming through, and I was hearing that, and I was saying, what is that? But he thought I meant his performance.
Yeah.
And then I was like, does anybody else hear that? You know? And like,
and I thought he was gonna like publicly just trash me. I'm like, oh no, I've screwed up.
I felt so horrible.
Yeah.
Because he nailed it. It was just as good as the what's in the episode, and everybody loves that speech.
Yeah.
That's how to be a bad director. Okay?
No, but at like 30 seconds later, I was like, oh, he's talking about the water. And then you came back and you're like, dude, that was really good. And I was like, oh, okay, good. And you were like, yeah, let's do that again. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't hear the waterfall either.
Yeah, no, you can't. I couldn't hear it because I was so focused.
Yeah, every time anybody from the Damon team shows up, I have to be like, I'm so happy we found you guys.
It's a good team.
I'm so pleased when I hear that you guys like connect on Facebook or stuff. Like Vogel's sending you cell phone pics of his surgery on it.
Yeah. Which I should have done that to Vogel with mine. But.
Yeah, T-Mart is convinced that there is a Damon team curse. Your hand, Vogel's leg.
Didn't Tommy have like a messed up finger for a while?
Tommy got hit by a car.
Tommy, I didn't even know he got hit. Tommy?
Yeah, he got doored. He got doored. He was biking and somebody doored him. He went over the door onto the pavement. Well, this is way too long. Yeah, this update is very long. I can't wait for people to see you in episode 9.
I'm excited.
That is the Pops logo, and I will see you in a week.